right? And other forms of property, financial services, inheritance, and natural resources in accordance with national laws. Lots of gender equality, empowerment of women in here. That, yeah, a lot of that too. So that's kind of it's just an overview of some of the things that are in this 35-page document. I just encourage people, Dale's going to show the link to that at the end of the show, and go out and you can read it. It's right from the United Nations, and you can read all the stuff that's on there.
Let me say, this is all very much like you said earlier when we first started, Debbie. This is also out in the open. They're not even trying to hide it. It's just everything is out there. You can go out and look for yourself. So yeah,
right, absolutely. And so, and again, The Great Reset was a book that Klaus Schwab. He was born during Hitler's Germany, and then he lives in Switzerland now. But once a year, he has a meeting, the World Economic Forum, where his people from all over the world go. And actually, the last, I think it was 2 years ago, or maybe it was just this past year, 2022, that we only had 2 governors they invited, and Eric Holcomb was one of them that went to the World Economic Forum, along with people like Al Gore and some of your more Democratic people, probably more Democrats than Republicans that went to this, but people from all over the world. And Klaus Schwab basically says that here's what his book sums up. He goes, we need more surveillance of everybody. We need more government, and we need more sacrifice, meaning that the people need to sacrifice for the common good, like raising taxes so that everybody can have money. Okay. So that's so the 3 goals are the economy, ecology, and equity. And they're talking about social equity, even to a point of you have a ESG score, the environment, the social, and I can't remember what the G stands for, but they're trying to get it's governance score. So, yeah.
Okay.
So,
yeah, you hear that ESG, is it ESG?
Yes.
Yeah, you hear more and more about that.
ESG, yep.
In the news, yeah.
Absolutely. So, do you want to talk about maybe some of the implications that are going on?
Sure.
I don't know how much time we have left, Dale.
You're doing fine.
Okay. So, a couple things that are going on right now. The World Economic Forum, the Gates Foundation, and Johns Hopkins, the Center for Health Security, and the World Health Organization conducted another pandemic tabletop exercise dubbed Catastrophic Contagion. And it's about a severe pandemic targeting young people and children. And it's actually topic number 4 on the World Economic Forum for this next year. So they're preparing for the next pandemic. The World Health Organization, I mentioned this earlier, is working on securing sole power over global pandemic response through its International Pandemic Treaty. I haven't looked into that yet, so I don't know exactly what that treaty says. But
so they want the World Health Organization to control the next pandemic.
Yes, and just know the vaccine passports are right on the docket right now. They're trying so hard to get a vaccine passport for the next pandemic so that you won't be able to travel or move around without that passport.
So I find it interesting that they're even broadcasting the next pandemic. I mean, at this point, they're already telling you it's on the way. So
they're already up.
It really amazes me that people aren't becoming a little bit more aware of the control of this whole thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, this stuff is right out in the open. I mean, you can see people talking about it, videos of them talking about it. We know Title 42 ends this next week, right, down on the border. Mm-hmm. So now the Border Patrol agents will be forced to process and release nearly every illegal border crosser. They are projecting 98,000, almost 100,000 illegal border crossings per week. That's 14,000 a day, 538 people per hour coming into our country. So, yeah, that's supposed to end on the 21st, which is, I think, Wednesday.
I think a judge overruled that today, right?
Okay, I hadn't heard that. So
yeah, I heard that he overruled it, and hopefully that'll put a plug in this thing for a little bit. I don't know whether I know, but I don't want to get off topic. But I did see this the other day, and I found it kind of curious that the governor of Arizona spent, and I don't quote me on the amount. I think it was $70 somewhere around 70 million or $75 million to construct, uh, fill in some gaps on the border with these cargo containers,
shipping containers,
shipping containers stacked double high, and then razor wire on top of them. And what I found kind of funny was, here's the federal government now suing the state of Arizona,
Right.
and they used the word for illegally putting up a wall. And
Yeah.
I found it funny. It's kind of like, you're using the word illegal, yet you don't want to use it from the other side with the illegal people coming across. It's
Right.
illegal when it's against the government, or they want to use the word illegal, but they don't apply the term to people coming in. So that's gonna. I hope it does. I hope it stops it. Yeah.
Isn't it still the law that if you want to apply for asylum in our country, that you have to apply in the country where you reside? If you're not in a contiguous country, or a country that borders the United States, you have to apply for asylum in the country that you reside in before you can be accepted into the United States. Isn't that still the law? Is that and is that why so many of these people are considered illegals?
That I don't know. I don't know much about our asylum laws, so I don't know, Ken, if you know anything about that.
I don't know the actual law, but it sounds to me like that would make sense, because obviously they want to. I mean, they want to. If it's war torn, or people are fleeing for those type of reasons, the purpose for applying in the country you're in is to show that there's your intent to come here and become a citizen, and show that you have something to contribute.
Right.
So it's a difference between contributing and or fleeing. As far as I can see it. I don't know if we have any law students that are viewing that could help us with that, but it makes sense, Dale.
Yeah. Well, and getting back to what you were saying, Ken, about that, you got to ask yourself, why would the federal government sue one of the states trying to protect the border, unless they don't want the border protected?
Right.
And why wouldn't they want the border protected?
Right.
Because if we have a flood of illegals in here, it's just gonna break us down. We had the Denver governor just was saying he was calling in the National Guard, or he was calling it a state of emergency. He had so many, and it's like, it's gonna make us break down from within, and we can't handle too much of that for too much longer.
Well, that's what struck me funny, was that here they were using the term illegal, against the state of Arizona, but we're applying it on the other side. I'm going to stop and just interject a couple of comments that were just popped up, just so that we, while we're on that topic, our trusted SIA, Jerry Rowe, said that the judge ruling was temporary and just for one day. Now that's scary.
I didn't know it was just one day. Yeah.
So, and we also had another one. This goes back a little bit earlier on, but I'm just going to go ahead and pull it up while we have a pause here. And Christopher Stewart saying that they are even redefining the term equity. I don't know. Equity does not mean equal. It means ownership and based on contribution. Of course, they're changing the definition of just about every word in the dictionary, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, he who defines wins.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. And so if you go back to not just equity, but used to be equal opportunity. Now it's equal outcome. And that's it, in this 35-page document. It says equal outcomes, not equal opportunity.
Oh, really?
So that's a big difference between equal outcome and equal opportunity.
Yeah.
But we can look at also the central bank digital currency. I don't know if anybody's been following that. It's called a CBDC. So basically, right now, while the Federal Reserve has made no decisions on whether to pursue or implement a CBDC, or a central bank digital currency, they have been exploring, and this is right off of the Federal Reserve page, we are exploring the benefits and risks from a variety of angles, including technological research, experimentation. So they're experimenting, because I heard that on December 14th, they're testing this out to see how it works. So, and then it says here that they are a number of banking giants have come together with the Fed to work on this project. Yeah. So they're working on a digital dollar right now as we speak. And I heard that the European Union will outlaw all cash payments greater than about 10,000 euros because they're saying they want to fight money laundering and terrorist financing. But what does that mean for us if we go digital? The government knows every transaction we do, right? And you've got a central bank that has to do it. So what does central mean? Global, once again.
Back to the global. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
all right.
Yeah.
Okay, Deb, we got to wind it up here.
Okay, so
Time's flying.
I know that's why I was going by really fast. So there's so many more things that are going on, but I would just encourage people to take a look at that document, do a little research on the book, The Great Reset, and the World Economic Forum, and I think it's good to let people know what's happening, spread the word, do your research would be a second thing. And then the third thing is contact your representatives here in Indiana and let them know, hey, I know what's going on, what's being done about this. What are your thoughts about this? Because unfortunately, I feel like there's probably a lot of our politicians are siding in with some of this, which is unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, here's a link to the document that Debbie's been talking about. So, and it's I'm sure it's easy to find if you just do a Google search on it. It's easy to find, but thought we'd go ahead and provide you a link here to the document.
And I'm sure we're not done with this. I'm sure we're going to be doing some more on this, Debbie. I really think that there's so much more we have to get into.
Well, it's going to keep moving forward. So the question is, what can we do about it, and how do we start?
All right. All right, Debbie, thank you very much. As usual, just great. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Bye, Debbie.
Bye-bye. All right, good, Ken. All right, let's move on here. And let's take a look now at a short Marengo Mike message regarding Christmas. All right.
All right.
So.
Welcome to another Marengo Mike's Corner. It's been an amazing year for COS and the Grassroots Army here in Indiana. And the government Grinch is no longer even trying to hide their attempt to steal Christmas and our freedoms. So, as we approach 2023, let's commit to building the strongest and largest grassroots army ever in the nation and save Christmas from the Grinch. Merry Christmas from the COS Indiana Comms team.
All right. Well, short and sweet from Marengo Mike.
Yeah, he didn't mince many words there tonight, did he?
Just
get that Merry Christmas out.
Well, now let's get into the next segment here of Raise Your Voice. But before we get into that, there's a little bit of a correction that has to be made. Am I correct here, Ken?
I think it's called a retraction.
A retraction? Okay.
Yeah, and I hate to go back to the age thing, but sometimes I think you can admit when we get older, our eyes play tricks on us. So
yes, your eyes do. Yes.
Yeah, my eyes play a little trick on me that on the last Raise Your Voice quiz segment, and I will give you full credit for being right, and all the others who picked Georgia as our first. I misread the year on the Arkansas and saw it as February 14th and not 2014. So it was my error. I retract the statement, and if you want any type of documented paperwork on this, I'll send it, but it'll be redacted. So.
So Georgia was in fact the first state to pass.
Georgia was the first state. Yep.
Yes.
And I'll supply the donuts instead of you this time for those who won. So.
All right. Just want to make sure that.
I know you wanted to get that in there, Dale. Yep.
For the benefit of the viewers,
Yeah, for sure.
Of course, and and their knowledge of COS. Okay. All right. Enough of that. So let's get Raise Your Voice going here, Ken.
All right, we can do that. We're gonna have to. Marengo, I think, has done a quick change, so he's gonna come up here and get out of his security outfit and bring on Raise Your Voice.
That features you. Scan the code and join the fun. It's your turn to be heard.
Well, as Marengo said, it is Raise Your Voice time, and we are going to go ahead and pull up the screen so that you can get your smartphones out and basically join us here for the polling. And so you should be seeing that QR code right about now, along with Slido.com if you're on a tablet or a computer. And all you need to do there is put in your number 1790053. So we'll give you a few seconds here to either log in or get your phones QR'd up and ready to roll. And we'll start that polling segment here on Slido momentarily once you get your phones ready and you're all ready to go. So I think tonight we'll find some interesting. We'll get some interesting feedback from you, we hope. So with that, we'll go ahead and pull up our first question. And if you're still looking for your phone, don't worry. The QR code will show up in the left-hand column along with the information to log in. So we're going to go ahead and ask you tonight to rank the following in terms of importance to you. So you've got immigration, you've got schools, education, censorship, media, big tech. Those are the 4 areas tonight we're looking at. We're just looking for you to rank them as to which ones are most important to you. So immigration, schools, education, censorship, and media, big tech. 4 different categories, and we're kind of looking to see how they rank in importance to the general public and those that are watching tonight. Ooh, schools and education jumps up on top.
Yeah, sure did, didn't it?
It could change a little bit. Yeah, we're seeing some changes, but immigration, media, big tech. Interesting. Censorship now kind of taking over the top vote.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of lines up, Dale, with obviously freedom of speech, which
Right.
I think is probably most important to just about everybody. So that kind of makes sense to me. When schools and education jumped in there, I thought, we're still on the education side of things with a lot that's been happening there, hot topic wise. But censorship, I think, is certainly something that everybody's worried about. Of course, that ties in a little bit with that number 4 of media, big tech. So,
Right.
And now I just see immigration's moved up a little bit. So I don't know if we give a little more time, maybe we'll get another change. But I think that gives a pretty good idea as to what.
That's good.
Censorship.
Yep, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, number 2. Have you ever heard of 2030 before tonight's program? So people that are out there, we're hoping to find out whether this was a new topic for you. I think a lot of people were probably returning if they saw the first broadcast with Debbie. But have you ever heard of 2030 before tonight? It looks like 100% so far. Everybody has heard of it.
Really?
That's what we're seeing. Of course, that could change. This poll does stay active all the way up through Wednesday, I believe. So some people that might see it on a recording can still vote. But
Yeah.
looks like everybody's heard of it, Dale. So
Good. Well, I had heard of it, but as Agenda 2021.
Yeah, that's kind of what
Agenda 21, right?
Kind of going with that. I was wondering whether people were queuing in on that, but yeah. Okay. Well, the last one is going to be kind of an open text question, and I'm kind of curious on this. If you were lucky enough to attend a session with the White House press secretary, what is one? Now you got to put your journalist shoes on. Now I'm looking for that reporter question. What one question would it be what one question would you ask the White House press secretary? I have to be honest. When I see when I watch replays of these sessions where these reporters are asking her questions, I really have to chuckle at the way that her responses are. She just kind of goes right into the book and is reading word for word, and sometimes the wrong responses. She's actually just reading everything back. I'm curious, but it'd be neat to see what people would ask them if they had the opportunity to ask.
Boy, it'd be pretty tough to narrow it down to just one question, wouldn't it?
I know, but you might only get one. Especially the way they kind of handpick people.
How do you sleep at night?
Is this administration communist? That would I don't know whether they'd actually have a response written down for her on that one. She might have to wing it. What else have we got here? Why is this administration ignoring the crisis at the southern border? That's a good one. Although I think that has been asked. I think Peter Doocy has. Whatever Peter Doocy doesn't think of, that's a good one. Yeah. So was Trump the worst president ever? Oh wow, they'd have a field day with that.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Well, we want to enlist all of you people, and I think Dale said he was gonna give everybody an airplane ticket and flying him into Washington so they could be a reporter for a day.
Did I say that?
I think that's what you said, Dale.
I need you to show me the clip where
you're not making a retraction here, are you?
Yeah. Most definitely, yes.
All right. Well, I thought I'd throw that in there because I had to get back at you a little bit anyway.
Yeah. Well, listen, I want to take the opportunity right now to mention this, that if any viewers have any thoughts about the polling questions or some afterthoughts or questions or comments after the broadcast, feel free to email us at raiseyourvoicecos@gmail.com. So Ken and I monitor those replies every day. raiseyourvoicecos@gmail.com. Thought I might as well go ahead and get that in.
And we'll entertain more questions that you'd like to that one question you would like to ask. If you got another one you want to send us that email to, we'll use that as well.
Yep. Okay. Another reminder, we're wrapping things up here this evening. Just to remind you, national website, conventionestates.com. You want to become a supporter here in Indiana, there's where you go and sign up and become a supporter. Our next roundtable will be December 26th, 1 week from tonight. It'll be a best of that night. So the next live roundtable will be January 23rd of 2023. So Ken, I want to take this. I want to mention one more time now the podcast that we have available. We have two available. The audio portion of our roundtable broadcast and COS Indiana Live Voices. Those are both now available on Spotify.com. So,
right.
So Ken, I want to take this opportunity to wish you a very Merry Christmas. And I know you have plans for Christmas as we all do. Are you going to be able to get your whole family together for Christmas?
Yeah, we're going to be able to do that. We're going to we have a couple of different segments of how things are done, but there will be one Christmas Eve. Basically, we will be all together and then doing some different things. As we have different families with the kids at different times, so there'll be some segmented things. But yeah, we're going to have a chance to do that. Get together. We're going to enjoy the grandbabies this Christmas.
Well, it looks like we're going to be scattered this Christmas. So we're going to hold off and do our Christmas on New Year's. So everybody should be back in town. Got in-laws all over. So, they got last year we were all together, but this year it's
Gotta take it as it comes. Yeah. Well, we wish you and your family the best and a Merry Christmas as well. So
yeah, thank you, and to all of our viewers, we want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a happy and safe New Year. So this will be our last broadcast for 2022. So the next time that you see us live will be the first Monday in 2023. So looking forward to that day, and we got to get some people lined up here for January. Ken?
Yeah, I don't think there'll be any rest over the holidays.
No, I don't think so. We'll be working on it.
Yeah.
But so we'll wind up here with our favorite acronym, which still holds, and that is to GOTC, to get off the couch and get involved. Hey, make it a New Year's resolution for 2023 is to get off the couch and get involved. And the best way to do that is to join Convention of States and use Convention of States as a means of expressing your volunteer activism. So
get active.
Any final words from you, Ken?
Nope. Again, just to everybody out there, yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and enjoy the true meaning of Christmas, and really just enjoy the family. Really just wrap your arms around that time. It's special.
It's for sure. All right. Good night, everyone. Once again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll see you in 2023.